You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're
Hey,
great.
Derek.
Are we gonna have nicknames for each other each episode?
You're
I think
great.
we should.
You're great.
I'm Underboob. That's the original. That's the OG. So you're Nev Nips. I'm Underboob.
Oh wait, let's not give away the studio production value we have here.
It's pretty low.
You're probably going to sing anyway, so you might as well just use
That's
that
a
part,
good
you
point.
know? You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're
You're
great.
great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
Our listeners are great.
Our listeners are some of the greatest people of all time.
I agree with that completely.
I am Monica Safety Orange Nevy.
And I am Mike, top of the head Coletta.
Top of the head to
Top
ya.
of the head to you. A tip of the head to you.
A tip of the head to
I
ya.
tip my head to you, sir. This is the Hug Life podcast. Forgot about to say that. Forgot about. Anyways, it's
It's
gonna
not
be
about
good.
that though. It's not about us. Okay, it's about you, listener.
It is. It's about the hug bugs, the huggalos.
Huglets.
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Do you want to do your plugs? What shows you got to plug?
Well, it's trivia this week, so come play trivia on the YouTube. Speaking of the YouTube, I am actually starting a new show. It's not live stream, which I'm excited about. Not that I don't love the live streams. It's a new interview show, but it'll be on my YouTube. So if for some reason you have not subscribed to my YouTube, please do. YouTube.com/Monica Nevi. I'm going to interview comedians, actors, athletes about their worst ideas. It's called Dumb.
Nice.
It's called Dumb Pitches. Going to be a good one, and that'll be for free on the YouTube. So just do that. Otherwise, check out my calendar for dates plenty in the future.
Look at her colander. Check out my colander where I store pasta when it's draining. I have no shows coming up
ColettaColander.com.
ColettaColanders.com. Oh, what if I started a colander business?
Why not? You can make
I made a different colander shaped like the poop emoji or something. You know, fun stuff.
out of natural materials.
Made out of natural materials. Hemp. My hemp colander. Made out of natural hemp. Shaped like a turd. For your pasta.
Oh, God. Nobody wants
This show's
to.
already off the rails. Hey, Monica,
It's
things you can do to
pasta-
support
the
us. You ready
shit.
for a list? You could rate and review and subscribe to us wherever you listen. You can tell your friends about us. You can follow us on Instagram at Hug Life Podcast.
Yes.
You can go to patreon.com/HugLifePodcast. Donate $1. Then you get all of our extra episodes.
Boner episodes galore.
That's right. You can also go to monicanevi.com or huglifepodcast.com. Click on the Amazon banner, shop as you normally would, and we get a little something.
Yeah.
Little kickback.
Nice.
Little jingle in the pocket.
You can also go to studiododge.com or at Studio Dodge on Instagram. Follow and support Danny Dodge, who does the artwork for our show and also other artwork. That's wonderful.
Yeah, she just does really good artwork, so you should follow her and do all that stuff. Okay. Monica, what lexical embrace do you have for us this week?
I have a lexical embrace of changes. I think we all fear changes. I think it's a good thing. Any type of change, whether it be being healthier or unhealthier, you know?
Or the David Bowie song changes.
Sure.
That's a good song.
Changing jobs, changing homes. Either way, it's new and exciting, whether it's good or bad.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Mine is not as deep as that.
Well,
Creepy abandoned things.
like what?
So I went to Cape Disappointment, which is a hilarious
It is
name.
a hilarious name.
It's on the beach. It's in like kind of, I guess it's near like Longview and Grayland, like those kind of places.
Yeah, okay.
But I went there and they have an abandoned fort that's kind of creepy, but you can walk through it, and
Like
during the daytime you can
military
see. Yeah, like from World War II.
Nice.
And it's really cool.
Those are fun. I've been to
pretty
some of
neat.
those before. And you go in. Were there any cannons?
They did have in one of the artillery batteries, they like fenced with like iron bars off like a place, and they left all the canisters and everything in there.
Nice.
So there's like a bunch of empty shells and then these carts that are all like rotting away.
Somewhere, I don't know where, that have like the whole cannon, and it's basically like a statue, and you could like climb on it and stuff.
That's neat. Who doesn't love a good cannon climb?
Yeah, who needs a jungle gym when you got a cannon?
I've always said that. Great parenting 101.
I've always said that. Just go play on the cannon.
But yeah, like creepy abandoned places. Your town always has like a creepy abandoned hospital. Go there. That's fun.
That's cool. I think that's, like an old mill. Have you ever seen an old mill?
Oh, yeah, an old mill. It's very creepy and abandoned.
Absolutely. Gives you something to do. Okay.
Or like all the dilapidated barns in Eastern Washington.
Sorry, I was just reminded because I can see them. But I want to lexically embrace, I don't know how to say this nicely, crazy neighbors.
It's pretty good. It's nice.
I wanted to say entertaining, but some of it's concerning. You know what I mean? But it is kind of, so it's given us at least something to watch across the street. We like a Sunday, a relaxing Sunday, maybe stay in bed a little bit longer, watch something in the room. And then next thing I know, I hear yelling, like two dudes yelling at each other, which often, I don't know if they're younger than us, but just based on their energy levels, I feel like they are. There is loud music, people are over, stuff like that, which I'm not quite to the old lady neighbor yet, as much as I want to call the cops. Sometimes I don't. And it's just because it's loud, like I don't. But they were, as soon as I opened the window to kind of see what was going on, they were physically fighting on the porch, and it was
that's cool.
Great, right? It was awesome. And like Erin came over. I don't think she has the same enthusiasm for stupid white guys fighting each other as I do, because I don't care if anybody gets hurt. And she was like, should we call the cops? And I was like, well, no one's dead, so no. Like, that was my answer.
Just let them rep it out,
it's fine. Well, and then eventually, this happens often with guys who I think, like kind of macho guys that maybe are intoxicated in some way, that they don't ever really finish a fight,
No, they get tired.
Yeah, they get tired,
sleepy.
and then they start talking, and then these dudes hugged. But what the story is that I think the sister lives there because it's her house that we see her there all the time. And then maybe her boyfriend or baby daddy was there, and it was the brother that came over to go shooting with the sister, and the boyfriend wouldn't watch the baby. Oh, what a twist! There's a baby in that house. That's not good. We didn't know that. And so then they started fighting.
I didn't know you had Bravo celebrities that close to you.
It's great. It's really, like, I didn't either. I knew they were annoying and often just like too loud, but I'm not, whatever. But now it seems these are the same people that there's always cars parked on the lawn. And
the best part about this is
they don't have all their windows.
Like looking out your window, as in like at any moment it could pop off again, and that makes me very happy.
Because they started playing music really loud, and of course our 7-year-old is trying to do his reading group on Zoom.
Everyone's trying to read group right now. Okay,
and they're just
okay, fellas.
And then I look out, and they're both on the porch, which they still are. This is something that is...
this was today?
Yeah, well, not the fight, no, but they're out there now, just smoking or whatever. And the other part that I think is funny, and I feel like this is a stereotype of this type of house, is that they have 2 dogs that they just accidentally let out all the time. Like, it's always chasing someone, or they're running down the street trying to get it or something. I'm like, why don't, like, it should happen once, twice, I don't know. And then you're like, hey, don't let the fucking dog out.
So this is going to make me sound terrible, but I have been watching a lot of Succession, which is about like a billionaire family who's all shitty to each other.
Yeah.
And this is something that the billionaire
it's
dad
like
would say.
serious Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, but this is why people need jobs and stuff to do.
Absolutely.
Because otherwise they sit on the porch and fight and let their dogs out all day. That was
one of my favorite parts of the argument. Was the brother was like getting a bit emotional, and he was like, just step up and be a man and be a good father. Like, take care of your kid is what he was saying, which was, not a bad argument.
Sound advice. Yeah, sound advice.
And then the guy was like, I don't even do anything. I just get drunk and go to sleep. Like, that was like his
That's a really good defense, though, too.
It was like, oh, don't worry. I'm just passed out drunk.
You know what? They say the best offense is a good defense,
Yes.
and that's what that guy does.
That was good.
I just get drunk and fall asleep.
Yeah. But, okay, so entertaining neighbors. As
I've
long
had
as
some
nobody
entertaining
gets hurt,
neighbors in my
which
day.
nobody did get hurt. The mailbox got knocked over, but otherwise, nobody actually got
I mean,
hurt.
when we lived in the Pan and things got hot there, like, it was very entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, it was also like, it was either like fun party or domestic abuse. It was one of those two things.
Which is
and it
usually
never
what
was
you're
in
going to
between.
get with neighbors, either, and it could be both. One could quickly turn into the other.
It's a combo breaker.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I ever told you, the person, not who lived here right before us, but the guy before that was like a 22-year-old guy, but he had a job and whatnot. So they were like, yeah, well, you can live here. And then he was running like a Fight Club style, like fist fights in the backyard.
And that's what you're doing now, right?
Yeah,
If I
so
recall?
we got the idea,
Yeah.
but we just keep it in the neighborhood, We
Yeah,
put
you
it
gotta
on
keep
next
it in the
door,
neighborhood.
and we're like, who's up? Here's the bracket.
Hey, number one rule about this club, don't talk about it unless it's on Nextdoor.
Everyone knows that.
Everybody. I just heard Nextdoor app is just full of people being racist.
There's a lot of racism. It's an interesting.
A lot of like, I saw a black guy walking down the street today.
Well,
It's
yes, that happens. But what happens in our neighborhood, because I live in Tacoma, it's not necessarily the whitest place in the world, and what happens is that they'll turn anything into a political argument. So.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, if it's just like these nice ladies around here, they're always like, oh, we have a free food table, so if you want to come grab stuff, or like people share their garden stuff, like what they get put on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that immediately divulges into homelessness and then into literally like election banter. And I don't get it. Like it's these poor women are just like, I have extra tomatoes if anybody wants some. And they're like, who do you vote for? It's fucking so confusing.
I was like, yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm worried when I get older, I'm going to start complaining about homeless people because it seems to be a trend.
It is a common thing.
It's always old dudes.
Oh yeah, and it's a common thing to talk about on Nextdoor is any type of encampment or just anything to do with homeless people, which they don't ever bother me. But again, I have a close relationship with that, so. Like the park by our house that I run at, there's probably 5 or 6 people who live at the park, and the park guys don't even do anything. They don't move them. They don't, which I appreciate. It seems like it's more of an issue to be like, you can't be here, like you have to yell at them. And I will say with the current situation, there's been more people and also more like people in their car, like clearly living in their cars right there. And so if you're having a problem with homelessness, it's going to get worse in the next little bit here because people are going to lose their houses. And so, yeah, there's a lot more, like there's a few trailers and some people clearly like living in their cars right there. So that is a very popular.
But whatever you do, don't
point.
offer free tomatoes. Because if you offer free tomatoes, it's going to go down.
They're going to be like, those are red. Did you vote for Trump?
Those tomatoes better be shaped like an elephant, not a donkey.
It's really confusing. Or
that is very confusing.
There's a lot of fireworks.
Well, you know what?
And so
fireworks.
They talk about guns. A lot of gun possession stuff comes up of being like, well, just use your guns if they have guns. And you're like, oh, good God.
It's the most like dumb cowboy argument I've ever heard in my entire life.
It is.
Like, it's so, even going to like the National Mall, like Capitol riot, terrorism act, whatever you want to call it. Like one of the cops was like, yeah, I didn't use my gun because they also had guns and there were more of them.
Well,
and it's like, yeah.
They have fucking like illegal guns too. It's not like.
Yeah, that's why that cop was like, oh, he used rational thinking. So when someone's like, oh, I'll just shoot them. I have a gun on my property. I'm like, it's not that easy, dude. What if they have a gun?
Right.
What if, like, you don't even think about all the variables here.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
But you know what is good news? Our next segment.
Our next segment. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Hey guys, good news.
Hey, welcome to the good news segment. My Coletta, single anonymous donor, gives $40 million to fund 50 civil rights lawyers.
Holy
so
shit.
this is through the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, and someone anonymously donated $40 million to set up a scholarship program. So that if you get in on this scholarship, you have to commit 8 years of racial justice work in the South, and you get a 2-year postgraduate fellowship in the civil rights organization, the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. But they're trying to make young people into lawyers, specifically like lawyers that work on injustice, which I think is great.
That is great. And I love the donor. I hope it's Jeff Bezos' ex-wife.
I hope so.
You know,
too.
she's been out there secretly just donating a bunch of his money.
That's what I would do
great.
if I was married to Jeff Bezos and left him. I would also do the same thing. Nice.
Also, use our Amazon banner. Anyways,
ready for the next? The next one's technology.
Nice.
Electric car batteries with 5-minute charging times have been produced.
Ooh.
There's a factory that made these, and it means that you could eventually at some point be able to charge your electric car in like 5 minutes.
How long do they
do
they take now?
I think it's like 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay, so you'd have
but
to
that's
stop
a really
and,
fast charger.
Charge it up.
So they're trying to make chargers be like the same time as like going to a gas station and filling up. Yeah,
that makes sense. Go grab
but
some
they're getting
snacks
closer
and
to
then you're
it.
ready. You know.
Mm-hmm. I heard an entertaining thing about Teslas today.
What is it?
Or I guess yesterday. It was that they make vroom vroom sounds. You can turn on a mode to make it sound like a bubbling sports car. A vroom vroom sound.
That's awesome.
So you could be like, but really there's like nothing going on. It's just coming out of speakers.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think that's really funny. It's just like a little kid.
Yeah.
Just like, make a vroom vroom
it
noise.
It feels like when you give a kid a Nintendo, what's it called? A video game
Switch?
remote control, and then it's not on, you know?
And they're just like, and they're making noises.
You're playing against a computer, but they think they're like...
You know, sometimes you do that as a 32-year-old man, and it's totally fine. It's not a big deal.
I mean...
NBD.
Yeah, you could do it to me. I wouldn't notice, probably.
Nope. That was it, though. That was the whole segment. You want to close it out?
Yeah, hey, guys. That was good news. Look at that. Flying. I do have one quick positive spin idea here.
Okay, I'm putting my pencil down because it's going to get real.
I like the top 5 that I've picked. So this might lead us right into it. Have you ever talked with someone who... They don't speak directly, but they use quotes, so like a motivational type of quote, in conversation like all the time. Like that's how it's supposed to make you feel better. So like positive spinning someone who almost speaks in quotes. You know what I mean?
You're like, oh man, I just like stubbed my toe. They're like, hey, don't worry, be happy, brother.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. Stuff like
Like
that.
that?
Yes. Yeah, or
you know why there's one set of footprints in the sand? Jesus
is carrying you. I think I'm carrying Jesus. Is that what that looks like? Yeah, you get a new job or something, and they're like, well, every waterfall starts with a single drop. And you're like, that doesn't help me, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, that does not help me solve this report, Steve.
I think the hard part about that is that I like quotes. I really do. I get a nice tingly feeling with a good quote, okay? My vision board is full of them. So I almost feel like that person is ruining them for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
that person's good because it can remind you that there's good quotes out there, even if they're saying bad quotes.
That's true. And if you know better quotes than they do, then you can outquote them.
You can
outquote them. It's quote war.
I have just quoted the quoter.
Yes.
The quoter has become the quotee.
I mean, maybe there's some that you haven't heard and they throw a good one out. It's funny. Okay, so we've been watching still a lot of Survivor. And did you ever watch seasons with Coach?
No, I only watched seasons 2 and 3. That's right. I missed most of 1, and I didn't get into the show until 2, and then I watched 3, and then I stopped.
Okay.
I was really into season 2. That was Australia. I'm pretty sure.
Get in there.
Colby. It's real.
Tina, she's great. Anyways, which they all come back at some point. But anyways, later seasons in, there's a guy named Coach, which of course is not his real name, and he is super into like samurai code, and he calls himself the Dragon Slayer, and he's just a weird guy, but he will often in conversation be like, well, the samurai say, and then quote something in tribal council, like any of this, and everyone, I do, at this point, we've watched probably almost 30 seasons, like a lot. And
That's a lot of Survivor.
it is. And now you can kind of see Jeff gets more and more comfortable, Mr. Probst, and he will just laugh at him or ask him questions on purpose because he knows
because he wants to hear those samurai
it's
quotes.
going to be something crazy. So
There's that old samurai quote.
yeah.
Don't worry, be happy.
Yes.
That's not a samurai quote.
So then maybe it gives you it's funny, like with that clearly they make fun of him, so at least it's some point of entertainment.
Monica, there's that old samurai quote. Mondays, am I right?
As the samurai would say, who do I gotta blow around here to get a coffee?
My favorite samurai used to say, just hang in there. And he'd always show a picture of a cat hanging from a tree branch.
All right. All right. So
top 5?
yeah, are you ready?
I'm ready.
This was actually on like roadrunner.com, which is like a running website, which
okay.
fitness number 1 place for motivational quotes. So this was a blog, so somebody's kind of their opinion, but I agreed with at least a few of these. It's the least motivating motivational quotes. Okay, so you have to tell us why you want this one tattooed on you.
Oh, okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, number 1. Okay, hold on. I got to figure out which one I want to start with. Okay, number 1. Only dead fish go with the flow.
Only dead fish go with the flow.
The problem with this is that that's not true, but...
yeah, that would be a good... So I'd want to have this tattooed on my body?
Yeah.
Ooh, I think it would be good if you were like a fisherman, like a commercial fisherman.
Nice. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would
You're
you
like,
have
hey man,
like a
and you look at
fish?
your back and you point at it.
Yeah. Would you have a fish with that quote or just
Yeah,
just a quote?
probably. I think. Oh, can I say what picture I would have?
Yeah,
too?
absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
I think it would be a fish, but it would be all It would be Flounder from Little Mermaid with X's over his eyes.
All right, that's terrifying and probably traumatic for some.
Hey, and I'd
children.
be a real tough guy. I'm a tough guy.
Okay, number 2. Start where you are.
Start where you are.
I feel like
Is that
some of
even
these,
a quote?
have good intentions, but you're like, you missed it just a little bit there. You have
Okay,
to.
picture I would have is like a car about to start a race.
Okay.
Start where you are. And then I think it would be, this is hard, like why I'd want to have this tattooed on my body.
Do you get it like on your dick or something, Is it a sex thing?
Oh, yeah. And then just start where you are. It's instructional.
Yeah. You're like, start
Mm-hmm.
here.
Start here. Here you go. You put it like a 1 period next to it, so it's like the first step.
Start where you are. Okay, good.
Or if you're getting like a full body wax, you
there
put
you
it on the back of your neck. Just start from the top of the bottom of the neck all the way
And
down.
then as they wax, it reveals other tattoos.
Yeah, and then on my thigh, I have like an arrow to flip me over, like an IKEA thing or a Lego set. Flip me over.
Oh, shit. All right, number 3. 3 months from now, you will thank yourself.
Oh man,
Which
this would be hilarious
that would be a
because
really funny
you could,
tattoo, but
because yeah, you could pretend to be like a weird psychic in this way. If you remember who you show that tattoo to, then you can like mark it in your phone 3 months from then, and then give them a call and be like, "Hey, how's it going?
thank you.
It's been 3 months. Where are you at right now?"
Yeah, well, what I think is funny about this quote is like 3 months from now, you'll thank yourself. What if I don't follow through with what you know what I mean? Like, will I thank myself that I did not finish my goal?
Or you could have a calendar tattooed on your back. Just 3 month
Nice.
calendar.
But then it's only relevant for 3 months of the year. I don't know.
Yep. And it's got to be very generic, so that way it can still be used.
You can write stuff in it, like the tabletop ones. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. It's a good fitness one. Because working out feels so much better than sitting around all day.
This feels like a lower back tattoo. Like you just lean forward and someone's like, oh, I should go work out now.
Yeah, maybe. Nothing motivates you more than seeing other people's butt cracks.
It's true.
It was a very common thing in school. Saw a lot of butt cracks.
Seeing people's butt
school.
cracks?
Yeah.
Yeah, also, it's not sexy. You know,
No.
I'm sure some guys would be like, all right. But really, it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
anybody. I don't want to see anybody's butt crack like that.
Well, and it's never like, it was always like big football player, hairy butt cracks. And it's like,
Mm-hmm. It's always people that don't purchase belts.
And then they don't fit in the desks very well. I do think that is interesting that all the desks are the same size because not everybody's the same size.
Yeah, that's true. It is weird that way.
We had those ones that were like all one thing. It was like the metal bar went to the chair. So it was like one.
Oh, you mean the worst desks?
Yes,
yeah, those are the worst.
Slide in sideways.
Ugh, I hate those.
Yeah.
I hate those so much. I'd rather have tables with chairs.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Wait, what did you say? Oh, it's a tramp stamp.
Yeah, it'd be a tramp stamp one for sure.
All right, last one, number 5. Expect nothing and you will never be disappointed.
You gotta have this if you are like a total loser. Like that just gives you the excuse to expect nothing and you won't be disappointed, which is why I have worked at the same ice cream shop since I was 12 years old.
Yeah, this is what I say.
12? Sure, sweatshop.
In every job interview.
If I was 12 years old, I would have wanted to work at an ice cream shop
Hell
for
yeah.
sure.
That would have been great. That would have been the best time for me to work where I was eating because I wouldn't have gained weight.
Yeah.
Or I would have gained weight. I couldn't gain weight when I was little. Now, not a problem.
Not a problem for any of us.
Yep. Okay. Good job. I think you did great.
I think I
we're
crushed
gonna
it.
see all these tattoos on the next Patreon episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be great.
All right, do you want to go to the quiz?
Hell yeah.
Build a cup of froyo, and we'll guess your favorite hobby, because these are very connected.
Yeah,
I
of
feel
course.
like.
Nice.
All right, so the first thing you got to do is pick your flavor. You want strawberry, cake batter, peach, mango, chocolate, or vanilla? Do you know? Is this hard for you?
Yeah, I'm not a big froyo person, but I will say that I prefer a fruit froyo because
Nice.
it's got that weird yogurt taste kind of. So I'm actually going to go with peach.
Nice. When I tested this quiz, I picked chocolate, but I think I'm leaning more towards cake batter now.
I mean, that
in
is
my
a good
mood.
one. I like cake batter ice cream, but I like the white kind of because that's chocolate and it's froyo. I got to go with peach.
Mm-hmm. Pick your second froyo flavor.
Oh, so you're
Coffee,
mixing them
green apple,
together?
pineapple, cotton candy, brownie batter, or no thanks?
Peach.
I went with cake batter. I'm going to throw brownie batter in there.
Ooh, nice. Just battering ram there.
Just a battering ram of batter.
I'm going to go, let's see, peach. I'm going to go with cotton candy.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Pick your favorite topping. Well, not your favorite. Sorry, your first topping. Gummy bears, Oreo crumbles, strawberries, blueberries, chocolate shavings, or coconut shavings.
I always get gummy bears and I love
Gummy bears are like a quintessential froyo thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with chocolate shavings.
The only few times we went and got froyo, I was with you and I just got toppings in a cup.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I respected the game. All right, pick a second topping. Pineapple slices, marshmallows, waffle cone pieces, M&Ms, Skittles, or Reese's peanut butter cups.
See, I do like chocolate, but I just feel like it doesn't go well with mine. So I'm going to go with the waffle cone pieces. That sounds good.
That's a great idea. That was my close second, but I'm going to go with Reese's peanut butter cups.
Nice.
Third topping. What is up? We're getting crazy. Cookie dough, pretzels, brownie bits, almonds, peanuts, or nothing. You can pick nothing. Don't forget if it doesn't fit your
that's
thing.
true. I could pick nothing. But pretzels seem
I think
like-
I'm going to go.
I'm going to go. I'm going to say nothing.
I'm going to go with cookie dough.
Okay.
Pick some garnish. Caramel syrup, chocolate syrup, cherries, whipped cream, banana slices, or no thank you.
Oh, I'm going cherries for sure. Oh, shit.
I'm going to go with caramel syrup.
Okay.
All right, what did you get?
I got writing.
Ooh.
Which is pretty true, actually. You're incredibly creative, and you have a head full of ideas at all times. You might be an aspiring author or just write for fun, but either way, it's your favorite pastime.
I got reading.
Hey, I can write it.
You're
You
one
can
that
read it.
can't put down a book once you start it. That's not true. You're interested in learning more and exploring with your mind. There's not a single genre you won't try, but you are loyal and pretty attached to your favorite authors.
Nice. Is that
Authors.
true? Some of it. You do like to read.
I do like to read, but I don't like get in a mood where I can't put a book down.
Yeah.
That's not true.
That's
like I have
crazy
too much
to
shit
me.
in my life to do that.
Even
still.
now as an adult, I've been trying to read more, and it takes me months to finish a book. And
I also am really picky about choosing a book because I know if I choose a book, I have to finish it.
oh, I see. Yeah, I feel like that too. I don't like not finishing them, but it takes me a long time. Like I just downloaded a lot of like classics, but I still haven't finished this book about basketball that I have been reading for a while. So it's like, oh yeah, I should read these classic books, but I'm happy.
Yeah, I was reading this funny book about a town of libertarians in New Hampshire that got overrun by bears. It was very funny, and then got very sad. And then I finished that, and now I'm reading a fly fishing book, but I still have not finished The Expanse, the first book of The Expanse, which I bought like years ago, and it's just like part way done on my Kindle, driving me crazy.
So-
I really need to finish it.
That's hilarious. So we'll do
All right.
the Patreon next week, probably, right? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm, probably.
Okay, so we went into a bookstore when we were on the peninsula last week, and it was like how to do stand-up. There was a book like that, and it had a funny test in the beginning, like answer these questions and we'll see if you're funny enough to do stand-up. And I took a picture of it, and I'm thinking we should take it on the Patreon episode.
Perfect.
Okay.
Really great that you didn't buy the book. Perfect.
No, I just took pictures of it, which I'm sure is not smiled at, but
You could find a PDF of the book online, most likely, anyway.
I'm sure it wasn't. Who wrote it? I forget. It wasn't anybody that was. I'd heard of the lady before, but I was like, this is misleading. Don't tell people these things.
Yeah, that's weird. Hey, because what if you buy the book and then you take the test and it says you're not funny?
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
Well, I'll wait till we read some of the.
There's some real problems with that.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
Monica, do you got a charity this week?
I do. This one's really kind of different, but I enjoyed it. I just had looked under. There's a Charity Navigator list that are Black founded charities, so not necessarily for racial justice, but they're just founded by a person of color. And so this one is the Peter Westbrook Foundation, which they take youth athletes that are they do fencing, which is cool, but they also do it's like an educational program as well. So they focus on school and fencing, and they have like a very high rate of people who turn into Olympians from their program,
cool.
which I thought was pretty cool. It's in New York. But yeah, peterwestbrook.org if you care to check it out, or you're super into fencing. But yeah, it seemed like a cool one.
That is a really cool one.
Thank you.
I also want to learn fencing. I think it'd be fun.
Check it out.
It'd be really fun to sword fight.
Yeah, it's sword fighting, right?
I'm into
Kinda.
it. Well, hey, Monica, is there anything you want to say to listeners before we go?
Oh, yeah. I love you so much.